Are there any battles going on here? No. Let's go and check over in Etruria. Nothing happening on that front. Emporion. There was a battle, and the Empories, fucking the green guys, are successful. The Greeks, the Spanish Greeks, I guess, are successful, and they're going to push in again. How many troops does Starchitec have left here? That was a pretty big loss. He's still got 122,000 in a very small location. They're not far away from each other, so we could see some changes happening here. Unfortunately, even if he's going in with the stack sizes that you really need, he's not managed to get through this fort. He could have been through it already if he'd used the correct, assault with small army tactic. It's a shame he did not. Checking down in the south. Oh, big battle that we managed to catch the end of. The Numidians have the tactics, but they do not have the morale. Not even close. The tactic is about to be changed by the Cyrenaicans. Not that it's really necessary, but look at that. +10, -10. The Numidians are going to get absolutely destroyed now. They're losing... Actually, killing more than they're losing, but then again, that is fucking elephants for you. So, that is a victory for the... Oh, fuck, what do we call this? Egypt? Just call it the Egyptian bloc. We're going to call that the Egyptian bloc. This is going to be the Eastern bloc, Greek bloc, fucking Med bloc, tribe bloc. Etruria and a bloc all on his own. That's a lot of troops right here. I assume they're all... Yeah, they're roughly all reorganizing. Probably not going to be enough in time, though. And the mercenaries from... whichever vassal this is, manages to crush a tiny army and is now going to get killed for his trouble. So, what is Magna going to do? Are they going to be smart and leave an army here ready to, protect this land while it gains a garrison? It looks like it. This is just the stupidest battle. Yeah, that's definitely what they're doing. They're preventing Etruria coming in from behind and retaking the land. Let's have a look from Emporion's perspective. He's got a fair chunk of troops, right? Very decent generals, elephants in them, lots of heavy infantry. They're good armies. Is it going to be enough to fight against huge armies? Is basically the question when you're talking about, civilized versus barbarian. Are your good armies going to defeat lots of troops? That's basically the question. It would help, though, if these guys managed to get through a bit faster. Especially, there's a mountain fort here. You need to get through this mountain fort, or this mountain fort. Like, this should have been one of your first objectives. His capital is right here. You need to assault this fort. Get it down as soon as you can. You need how many troops? It's a level 3, so you need, 15,000 troops. You go in with 10 light infantry and 5 horses. You assault. Those 10 light infantry retreat. You put in another 10. Assault. Rinse and repeat until you've got the fort. Then you defend that fort with your life, because it's too fucking valuable. This one here, only a level 1 fort, so you're probably going to get that with about 3,000 troops. Right, it looks like there's going to be a battle. Let's have a look. I mean, that's really low morale. You really need your morale back before you go in. Ooh, and he's put his troops here, kind of tempting him to, retreat away from this fort. Only 500 troops. Is that what you're doing? It is exactly what you're doing. You're going to go in. While this is being fought off, you're going to assault this. Is that what's happening? Are you going to assault immediately? It's exactly what he's done. It's exactly what he's done. Oh, the absolute legend. I love it. You're going to come in, change the tactic, then you need to get back in there and change it back again. There's plays and counterplays, but the tactic is now on the side of the Magnagracians, and you're going to lose the battle. was it worth it then? Because he can just go back here and reinforce it, assault it back really, really quite easily. Unless the battle lasts for another 3 months and this goes up to like 800 dudes. You're killing a lot of troops. I think you don't have the battle. You don't have the numbers. I mean, sure, you just... Yeah, there's no extra numbers coming in to help here. If only one of these guys down south had a fleet and an army of 80,000, then it would be pretty easy to defend against this guy. But yeah, this has now gone to 500 men. That's what it was at when he assaulted it. And now it's probably going to be assaulted right back again. It's all delaying tactics. Or are you even going to assault it again? Would you feel comfortable enough to just let it happen organically? That might be the case. That might indeed be the case. Right, from Emporion's perspective, another battle, and it looks like numbers may be in favor here. There has been a retreat by level 15, and the Emporionese have been sent packing. That's a stack wipe. Where are the others going? Oh, they're retreating far enough away. Where are you going? Yeah, they're both retreating to here. So he stack wiped the mercenaries. But this is down, this was like 60-something thousand troops. Now it's down to 30,000, sorry, yeah, 30,000 max. That's not good for Emporion. That is definitely not good. How long can he hold out when Magna Graecia is busy, when Numidia is busy, when Mauritania is not even in the war? I don't think it's going to be very long. What Mauritania could do is probably do an attack of his own on Celtiberia. That could be an option, but it's probably not a very good option. Small battle there, nothing doing though. Right, let's go check on the Antagonids, who are suffering quite badly. There is about 200,000 plus stood right here in Pathoi. 215,000. This is probably the biggest battle, or will be when these troops get in there, the biggest battle of the game so far. I'm fairly comfortable in saying that. It's going to be 200,000 versus 200,000. Level 15, the level 10 has retreated. He's going to go back in with a proper tactic. I don't think it's going to be enough. The Babylonian troops are just overwhelmingly strong. He's going to come back in, but he's still going to suffer a -2 to his rolls. The tactic will help. Shock action is very badly hard countered by phalanx. That's a 30% reduction in tactics. But he's still losing more men. He's still losing more men. And when this guy comes back in again, he's going to change it, and phalanx will then get countered by envelopment. He's going to come back in with envelopment, I'm almost certain of it. But he doesn't even need to. I mean, this was 200,000 men, and it's no longer the case that it is 200,000 men. And he's retreating out. Oh, man. He's retreated out with the level 10, but the rest of the army is still fighting, and they've lost. So Babylon should force march to Cassia and try and fight there. I mean, they chose to fight in a plains with no river crossing. And I think, honestly, that's why they lost. They chose here as their stand. And, well, I mean, clearly it didn't work. They needed to choose something like this hill fort, or... I mean, this would have been a great place for a fort. This should have been built from the very start of the session. As soon as you hot join back in, you should notice, right, where are the choke points that are important? Right here. Hills, there's a hill fort that's already there. Looking for the really important fort. I mean, when you hot join back in, he only owned this. So you had time enough to build forts here. This was maybe a bit too late, perhaps. But, I mean, Plains Fort, when there's a hill right here, it just seems like you've made very bad decisions across the board. Alright, back to Etruria. They have taken neither fort. Neither fort is taken yet by Magna Graecia. And Etruria is doing a great job of just bleeding him for all he's worth. Etruria... Not Etruria. Celtiberia is doing quite well against Emporion. His fort has captured these two. That's not really too much important there. And I guess the vassals here are fighting against some vassals of Magna Graecia as well. And Numidia, they can't really afford to defend this region when this is so hotly contested. And honestly, where are their troops? They've been sent packing, it seems. There used to be an awful lot of troops here, and that's no longer the case. Where are the men? Did you just get stack wiped, or is this Egypt cycling mercenaries? Because he's now coming in with 78,000 on these boats. It's quite dangerous, though, because we know Numidia has absolute naval supremacy in this fight. That is a huge, huge amount of ships. Also attached are the Magna Graecian ships. That's quite a lot to deal with. I mean, honestly, you're probably best off docking in Ola and then marching up. I imagine that's probably what he's going to be doing. You could probably squeak in another one. But why this navy isn't all the way over here preventing this exact kind of thing is beyond me. I don't know why that is the case. Etruria, is there another fight? There is another fight. And honestly, I think Etruria's probably got this one. They're down to only 41,000 men. Magna Graecia, where's the rest of your men? You've got another army coming up here. You've got another army about to reinforce. That level 15, there's only 700 men left in it. You need to stack wipe that 715 men. It's honestly essential. And look at the numbers. He's losing 700 men to 345. This battle is going to go the way of, if nothing changes, Etruria. But something has changed. What's going on here? Who is retreated here? This is the level 15. Giving the tactic to Etruria temporarily. Well, there's only 5 men. It's a mercenary, and it's a general and his 4 mates. But honestly, that's enough. This mercenary unit, 5 dudes, is worth so much. I don't think you have to pay him all that much when he's this weak. Yeah, and now this is the time Etruria needs to retreat. And again, he's keeping the treasury alive. He killed 30,000, he lost 28,000. It's not enough, right? He needs more aid. He's just not getting it. Right, the barbarian hordes are marching ever onwards. And I think he must have used boats to get here. Yeah, the boats are here, so probably that is the case. Hopefully what is even more the case is he landed them here, took this, and then moved on, instead of just landing straight on the fort. Wait, how are you able to walk there? Oh, you went on the boats and then to the fort. No, that's a bit dumb. Because now you have a landing penalty if he comes to relieve it. Although he is going here, and then are you going to come back? If so, then that's smart. Emporion does now have 72,000 men. There's a lot more Starchitecian, Celtiberian troops, 154,000, but the quality of these troops is much, much higher. We look at your tech, it's at 0, your tech is at 9, and all of the assorted inventions that come along with that, it cannot be discounted. So now what we see is he's just hounding him. He's not engaging. He's just waiting. Although I would try and stop him from taking on this army. You're very close to winning this siege. It's unfortunate that you're not going to. And now you're going to suffer a -1 to your rolls. Along with all the negatives from being very weak compared to this army. So the tactics are currently in favor of Starchitec in Celtiberia. That will be changed by this 13,000. But is it again going to be changed by this mercenary? and the Navy's just dead. So it wasn't changed. Oh, it sort of was. So now shock action is in effect. Casualties for both is increased. The level 11 has retreated, and he's going to change the tactic. Again, though, doesn't seem necessary because you're beating him so convincingly with such a small army. But when he comes back in with Phalanx or Bottleneck, that's going to be the time for Celtiberia to get out of there. He comes in with Bottleneck. Definitely get out of there now. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. You are losing far too many men. You have another 42,000, but that's a meat grinder that you're pushing him in. Yeah, you've decided against it. Good. So that's a win for Emporion. Is there another battle going on here? No. Is there a battle going on here? Not really. There is just a lot of Babylonian troops all over the place. There's quite a large army of Antagonids. You'd want to attack one of these hills, but you really need more than one attack simultaneously. Otherwise, he's just going to converge his mass numbers all in one place, and you're fucked. Pisuria, not much has changed. The front is... There's very few sieges, let's be fair. 2 there, and that's it. There's only 2 sieges. Oh, Thrace is out of the war. So Thrace is out of the war. He's told the Antagonids that they can basically go fuck themselves. If we switch to Babylon... Yeah, no Thrace. No Thrace in this war. That's really awkward. He didn't lose any land. It looks like it's just a plain white piece. Yeah, the Antagonids are fucked. Numidia, how are they doing? Looks like they were pushed away, and the inexorable march of the Egyptian bloc up the coast has finally almost reached some decent ground. He's out of the deserts, and he's into... Actually, he's been out of the deserts a fucking long time. But he's into relatively decent land. He's currently sieging here. The provincial capital of this region is Bezos, which is currently being sieged. So that's going to be a great source of food. Although there's no food here, so I guess maybe it isn't. That does mean that these are going to fall very quickly. Critical food supply negative 50% to your defenses. Yeah, it's not great when that happens. Forts do fall very quickly. Alright, pushing in there. Etruria has pushed... Not only has he pushed Magna Graecia out, he's now sieging him. So Etruria... I mean, he can probably force a peace right now. He can. He can force a peace whenever he wants. But he's gonna go for the siege of Rome. He's going to take back his old capital, because he did push it into Rome when he took it. He's going to take it back. And Magna Graecia, you've got a fair chunk of troops here, including that level 15. But how you lost even a 1v1. Even a 1v1. Which it has been. Nobody has come to help Etruria, although I do see some Kush troops here that have... I guess they got involved.
Lambert.
Hello, what's up?
Boja is mixing migratory units with normal troops.
Did he march into your land with them?
No, but he's doing that still, and he's sieging with it. If he had pure migratory troop, I would smash him.
I mean, you're allowed to mix them as long as you don't march through someone's land with them.
Alright, I'm sorry for bothering. I thought, yeah.
No, that's okay. Yeah, so we had an issue where, although, thanks for letting me know there's another massive war to look at. We had an issue where people were able to mix these migratory units, which can ignore what's it called? the thing where you get access, military access. That's the one. Don't know why I had a brain fart. You could ignore military access with migratory units. You could also merge a migratory army with regular units, and still ignore people's stuff, the military access. So you could basically bypass forts, and that was massively exploitative. That's not what he's doing though, so I'm okay with this being the case. Though having retinues there, I don't know how he's managed that. But yeah, I'm fine with what he's doing here, mixing them, as long as he didn't use them to bypass forts and get through Maria's land before the war started. Madra attacking Maria here is... Why he's doing this, I don't know. You really should be afraid of Boja. You shouldn't be attacking the strongest person trying to defend against him. It's a little bit dumb. Hey, finally, Jake is arriving. Let me just unmute him here. There you go, buddy. You can talk now.
Oh, I've been scammed, Lambert.
How have you been scammed? Did you expect us to wait for an hour and 20 minutes?
No. No, I didn't actually. That's fair enough. I was like, yeah, it was like 7:30. So I was like, oh, I just shut my eyes for like 10 minutes.
So you were scammed by being unable to wake up?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, it's not good.
Well, the whole world is at war. Pretty much.
I know, Mick taking it.
Yeah, you missed it all.
Make plans. I'm not here. At least for the AI should just be sat there, so I have manpower. AI, how do I have less manpower than when I started?
Because your AI pieced out with Menapia, making Menapia a tribal vassal, and then didn't understand how to get back on boats and get back to your own territory, so you've been stuck in Europe.
Paradox. I'm gonna actually video the paradox and just complain now.
Alright, are you in?
Oh shit,
You clicked a bunch of shit, didn't you?
I clicked stop building a tribal settlement.
Ah, you fool. Don't click anything else and cross your fingers.
It's tribal settlements, Lambert.
Don't touch anything. Don't look at them. Don't even breathe.
Okay, my city still looks big from the look.
I think surprisingly you managed to click shit and still stay in the game. Alright, so do you want me to push you into someone else's chat?
Oh yeah, just chuck me in the goal one. Why hasn't picked Tony? Oh, I missed getting all this land off.
There we go, chucked him down there. Right, well. Now we have an Albion. So, full players. Jake has arrived again. We've got Huscan, who's almost dead. But the whole world is at war. There's very few people not at war. Celtiberia is surrounded by enemies and pushing out relatively successfully. He's not managed to take either of the forts he needs to. So that's not good. But he is managing to keep this occupied, which means he's not going to be forced to white peace. Emporion, if we look from his perspective, he's got a fair army. And Mauritania's arrived as well. Mauritania's joined the war on Emporion's side. How? How are you involved versus this? Oh, you've just attacked Celtiberia individually. So that is how that happened.